I give you all, Lieutenant Colonel Arnold West.
Thank you. Thanks, man, so much, and thanks to each and every one of you for taking time out of, I know, your busy schedules to share some thoughts, perspectives, and insights, and some good chow, as we say in the military here at Sebastiano. So let me tell you about the Allen West Foundation. Because when you talk about, what do you want to leave behind? What is going to be your legacy? Your legacy is not just about serving in Congress. And when I think about my legacy in the United States military, the fact that I was able to go out to Fort Leavenworth, Kansas, not the long course, not the prisoner course, but the student course, and I was able to pin gold oak leaf clusters on my nephew. He is now a major in the United States Army. And he is the fourth generation. My father served in World War II, my older brother Vietnam, I did 22 years, and now he is a 32-year-old major. Beat his uncle, because it took me about 35 to do that. But when you look at what can I leave behind, that's why we started this thing called the Allen West Foundation. You look at conservative thought, conservative principles. We need to be able to get that into all of our communities. Because I think right now the tough thing is that we don't do a good job of telling people, really what is a good, solid, fundamental message that, really is based upon what this country is about, really is based upon the values that our parents inculcated into us. Because I grew up in the inner city of Atlanta, Georgia. My parents were registered Democrats. As a matter of fact, when I went up there in Congress and I signed up to join the Congressional Black Caucus, and I stood there next to John Lewis, who had said some pretty, nefarious things about me as I was running. So I told him, Congressman Lewis, it's great to finally meet you because you represented me. And my parents, will go out and campaign for you. He did not know that. But the principles upon which my parents brought me up were very solid conservative principles. Faith, family, individual responsibility, education, and of course having father served in the military, going back to World War II, service to the nation. And those are the type of principles that we have to start talking to everyone in our great nation about. So that, as I was sharing with some people earlier, Thomas Sowell said, we have traded in that which sounds good, that which worked for that which sounds good. We've got to get back to that which worked. And so our foundation wants to go out and do the issue advocacy, definitely in the minority communities, because we've got to get them to understand that, self-esteem, as my mother said, is about doing esteemable things. It's not about sitting at home and waiting for someone to send you a paycheck. I mean, really, that's servitude. Really, that's slavery, economic slavery. And some people got upset when I said that, but it's the truth. And so if we're going to make sure that our country heads off to a better and brighter day, we've got to do the issue advocacy in all of our communities. We've got to talk to our employees and let them know that the decisions that you're making will have an impact on you here in your job, because it's going to have an impact on you all as business leaders. They become part of that calculation. But if we're not having that discussion, if we don't know how to present the information to them, then they're going to continue to go down the path of the low to no information voter. And that's exactly what people are targeting right now. But then the other thing that is so important to me is because, as Ben said, I'm a product also of a high school junior ROTC program. My instructors when I was there, Lieutenant Colonel Pagonis, Major Heredia, Master Sergeant Buchanan, Sergeant First Class McMichael, Korean War and Vietnam War veterans. And they took the principles and values that my parents inculcated me in home and made sure that I did not stray away from them when I was in high school. And I was fortunate to be the cadet battalion commander at Grady High School. And back in October this year, I got the chance to go back to Grady High School and meet the current cadet battalion commander, who was looking forward to getting a scholarship to go down to Florida A&M University. Now think about if we can have, these programs to be strong and vital all across this great nation instead of being cut, because they're the low-hanging fruit. And because of sequestration, some other things, those junior ROTC programs are being cut. Some of these young men, some of these young women, the only positive leadership role model they see is that individual at high school that's still wearing that military uniform, being in Army, Navy, Air Force, some of these young Marine programs, Navy Sea Cadet programs. What we're talking about is investing in the next generation of American leadership. It does not have to be just in the military. It can be in the business world. But wouldn't it be great if we start having young men and young women that understand a sense of commitment to this great nation, young men and young women don't settle for just something less. They are being challenged, as the Army once said, to be all that you can be. You know, on the 25th of January, we're going to have our first annual Junior ROTC PT Challenge. We're going to take these 3 state areas, and we're going to bring all these high school ROTC programs together, 7-person teams, 4 male, 3 female. They got to do 1 minute max push-ups, 1 minute max sit-ups, and a 3-mile run. When you look around and you see all of our young people with this sedentary lifestyle of sitting around, the strongest thing that they have on their bodies are their thumbs. Wouldn't it be great if we started inculcating in them the discipline of physical fitness and what that means? You want to talk about healthcare? Start teaching young people to be healthy now. And hopefully they'll carry that on throughout their lives. That's what this foundation is seeking to do. Take issue advocacy into those minority communities. Strengthen our junior ROTC programs and not see them fall by the wayside. You got one of the best junior ROTC programs in South Florida right here at Hollywood Hills High School. It's a stellar program. Why do I know? Because my former first sergeant, when I was a battalion commander, First Sergeant Torres, is over at that program. And I know what he stands for, and I know what he believes in. But think about, every kid can't be the captain of the football team. Every kid can't be on the girls' basketball team. Every kid can't be the ultimate sprinter on the track team. But if we give them something positive that they can join, something positive that they can belong to, well, maybe, just maybe, they won't go to something negative, like the gangs that we see in many of our inner city neighborhoods, which means that eventually they're going to be a burden on the taxpayer anyway. So let's keep them from being a burden on the taxpayer. Let's grow the next generation of leadership. Let's support these junior ROTC programs, and let's talk to people about really the fundamentals of this great nation that makes us so exceptional. Because I have to tell you, the thing that keeps me awake at night is that I slowly see the greatness of America slipping away. It doesn't have to happen like that, but it can eventually happen if we forget who we are. America has only been around for 237 years. And when you think about what America has achieved in 237 years, when you compare it to some of the old ancient civilizations out there, I've been to 13 different countries, 3 different combat zones. Nowhere beats the land of the all-night 7-Eleven. It just doesn't. But why do we have the land of the all-night 7-Eleven? Because someone decided they wanted to have a restaurant. And it's all about their own individual drive and determination. And if we get to a point in this country where people don't understand what it means for individual sovereignty, individual freedom, where people all of a sudden believe that we're just all part of some big collective, if we do, as unfortunately the new comptroller of New York just recently said, shared prosperity is more important than individual success. That's not our America. It's scary. But the thing is that people are saying these things and we're not educating people on why that's not who we are. Remember what I said? We have traded in that which worked for that which sounds good. We've got to get back to that which works. So the whole point of the foundation is to educate people, to inspire people, to challenge people to be all that they can be a little bit more than they are right now. So I thank you all for taking the time to be here. We're going to have some good food, and after the food, we'll have question and answer. Is that okay? All right, chow time.